13 News at 5 begins with breaking news.
Indiana Governor Mike Braun signed a bill into law that provides property tax relief for Hoosiers, and this signing now comes just hours after he announced his plan earlier today to make Indiana healthy again. Our State House reporter Emily Longnecker has been following both issues today.
And she joins us live from the State House tonight. Emily?
Hi, Ann and Felicia. SB 1, that's the property tax bill. It passed out of the Senate around 12:30. It was a long night of discussion. This is a huge bill, 351 pages long. It cuts property taxes for most homeowners. It limits the growth of future bills, and it also has schools sharing referendum money with charter schools. The governor has called it historic tax reform, but he did not want to take any questions about it earlier today when he launched a new program. That's his Make Indiana Healthy Again program. He signed 9 executive orders today that are the basis for that program. The governor said the orders reflect a new approach to health policy in Indiana to empower Hoosiers to live longer and healthier lives. 4 of the executive orders deal with SNAP benefits, more commonly known as food stamps. SNAP is how the government helps feed people who can't afford food. Among those executive orders, one that overhauls work requirements and also reinstates income and asset verification to get SNAP benefits.
SNAP is intended to help our neighbors who have fallen on hard times, but we also need to encourage their long-term self-sufficiency so that they can thrive and benefit in their communities.
Another order removes candy and soft drinks as items families who use food stamps can buy.
More SNAP money is spent on sugar drinks and candy than on fruits and vegetables. That changes today.
The National Confectioners Association pushed back, calling the policy misguided and not needed, saying candy makes up only about 2% of SNAP purchases. According to the NCA, families who use food stamps and those who don't have the same candy buying habits. Other executive orders call for studies on the effects of dyes and additives in food, as well as the connection between diet and chronic diseases. There's also an order to establish the governor's fitness test and school fitness month. Another order cracks down on Medicaid eligibility errors. The governor's plan was applauded by Secretary Kennedy and Dr. Oz.
This one really broke the bank on 9 executive orders, all designed to improve our farms, our fitness, our food, our education, our health.
And the kinds of things that are in these executive orders will help reduce that incidence of chronic disease, because it turns out that about the most patriotic thing you can do these days is to get healthy.
In the audience, Hoosiers like this health coach said she agreed with what she heard.
It was just reverberating back to us everything we pour into our clients every day, that you can change it, and there is hope.
And Secretary Kennedy also said he will be encouraging other governors across the country to follow Indiana's lead when it comes to rolling out plans in their states to make their citizens healthier. And Felicia?
All right, Emily, thanks so much. Now, Indiana Congressman Andre Carson is reacting to the governor's announcement today, and he did so in a statement that he sent to 13 News, saying in part, quote, "I welcome any efforts from our state to improve nutrition and healthy eating, but further restricting access to Medicaid and SNAP is the wrong way to go."
A lot of people may not understand how the SNAP program works.
Yeah, so we looked into it, and we do want to share with you the basics. Who gets this benefit? What can they buy? And how long can they be on SNAP? Jenny Runovich has been looking into these questions today and joins us live in studio with what she's learned.
Yeah, well, ladies, there are some misconceptions, so let's dig in. First, what is it? Well, SNAP is a federal program run by the states that stands for Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program. Supplemental is the key word. It's temporary help to supplement a family's food budget. You have to meet an income threshold as well. For a family of 4, that's $3,380 a month. SNAP lets you buy unprepared food, also seeds and starter plants. No prepared food or things like diapers or soap. One misconception is that recipients don't have jobs. Well, that's not true. Most people who can work do work. There are work requirements. Advocates who help families hope the new executive orders better serve those in need and don't restrict who can be on the program.
If we're able to connect more Hoosiers with good paying jobs, that's a great thing. It could be a slippery slope where once we start limiting what people can do, then we run into continue to add limits until the program disappears, and that would be catastrophic for our state as well as our country.
There's also a misunderstanding about how long people are on SNAP. Data shows on average in Indiana, it's just under a year, about 11 months for Hoosiers. Also, important to note, these families are just like us. Advocates say many Hoosiers, unfortunately, are just one life event away from struggling to find their next meal.
Yes, hunger is a real issue.
It is.
And Jenny, thank you so much for that, helping us understand that a little bit better.
Sure.
On to more news now. During today's announcement, reporters also took the opportunity to question Secretary Kennedy about the rise in measles cases nationwide.
Currently, there are 6 measles cases in Indiana. They're all in Allen County. And they're just a small number of the more than 700 confirmed cases across the country. That's more than 100 new cases since just last week.
It is the highest total number of cases that we've seen recorded in the U.S. in 6 years. Here in Indiana, the majority of the cases are among unvaccinated children. And the CDC reports it is a similar situation across the country where 2 children have died from measles-related cases this year.
Children, healthy children, should not die of measles, and there's no reason they should. If the doctors know how to treat at the hospital, that will not happen.
Children can get vaccinated as early as 12 months old, but you can talk to your pediatrician about getting your baby vaccinated earlier. And you can watch this morning's announcement with Secretary Kennedy, Dr. Oz, and Governor Braun in its entirety on WTHR+. We have it streaming right now on demand. You can download on your TV, watch, and it is free.
We do have breaking news for you tonight. The man who killed a Beech Grove officer now knows officially when he will die.
The state Supreme Court just set the execution date for Benjamin Ritchie. He is now scheduled to be executed on May 20th for the murder of Officer Bill Toney. Ritchie has exhausted all his state and federal appeals following his conviction in 2002.
That's when the jurors found him guilty of killing Beech Grove officer William Toney in September of 2000. And developing tonight, lawyers for the man accusing an Elwood police officer no longer are pursuing the insanity defense. However, the court is still ordering a competency evaluation for Carl Borges II ahead of his death penalty trial. The judge also denied the request to move the trial that was scheduled for January to that Anderson City court. Borges is accused of killing Officer Noah Chanovez during a traffic stop that happened in July of 2022.
Well, tomorrow marks 2 weeks since an EF2 tornado hit Brownsburg, destroying this warehouse, the one you'll see here in a moment, and damaging homes near 56th and Raceway. So now we're learning of another tornado near Brownsburg. The National Weather Service says the other one was a short tornado just north of the main tornado track northeast of Brownsburg. So what is the total number that we have for this year now?
For the year, we're up to 45.
Okay.
And from that night, almost 2 weeks ago, 22. And 22 is what we get in an average year for the entire state. So we got a year's worth of tornadoes on average in one night across central Indiana, and we're now up to 45.
Okay.
And here are all of the tracks and the countdown so you can see what we're dealing with for the year so far. It has been active start to 2025 in terms of severe weather. The big weather story today, the cold, the wind. We're down 15 degrees from this time yesterday in Indianapolis. We're down 17 in Muncie and Richmond, down 17 degrees in Bloomington. That puts temperatures in the 40s and 50s across the area. We're at 53 Morris Reservoir, 53 Carmel, 54 Noblesville, and 52 degrees in Greensburg. Headed to the baseball game tonight at Victory Field. That's a 6:05 first pitch. Definitely grab the jacket. We'll have clearing skies, but temperatures in the 50s early on. Come the ninth inning, those numbers will drop into the 40s. Overnight temperatures in the low 30s, cold enough. National Weather Service put central Indiana under a frost advisory. So a heavier coat early tomorrow, but there's sunshine in the Wednesday forecast. A cold start in the 30s, a warmer finish. We'll be up a few degrees from today with highs tomorrow near 60.